Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys decided to do something they usually do not do, and that is go into the trade market in the middle of the season and actually fix a position need, which they did with their run defense. You added Jonathan Hankins to the squad, and for relatively cheap draft capital, and you got a guy that's arguably your best defensive tackle at this point for all you're asking him to do with the run defense. But now the main question is, are the Dallas Cowboys done in the trade market? And if they aren't, what position group are they looking for? What's going on, guys? It's Space Cowboy here. Welcome back to the channel with another video for you guys here today. And we're talking about the alleged rumor that the Cowboys are active in the trade market for a wide receiver. Now, I went out and I said this last night and that tweet blew up. So I believe in my heart of hearts that you guys deserve an explanation for what allowed me to come to that conclusion, number one. And number two, the fact of the matter is that this is alleged. That doesn't mean the Cowboys are going to get a wide receiver. It just means that they are looking. And so, let's go over the connecting dots and does it make sense? Okay? So the first thing is that look at your wide receiving core. Of course you would say, well, Space Cowboy, why do we need to do that if we have Noah Brown who's looked fine, or we have Jalen Tolbert there, or you have these other guys that they're talking about. Here's the thing. The conversations I've had with friends, colleagues, and other individuals dealing with this particular situation, if there's any traction to it, the big thing that we're hearing is that Mike McCarthy is not a fan of what we got at wide receiver right now. It's not necessarily due to the fact of a talent deficiency. It's more so you got CeeDee Lamb, who's doing his thing at a young age. Then you have Michael Gallup, who's trying to recover mentally from the ACL injury. There are moments, you can go back and watch film, where he runs routes and he's not really putting as much effort into them because he's worried, right? It looks like he's worried that, hey, I don't want to rupture this thing again or, tear anything like that. Noah Brown's been dealing with some injury stuff. Simi Fehoko got injury stuff. We know about James Washington. Jalen Tolbert is not liked by the coaches at this current point in time, given where the timeline is for him. So when you put all these pieces together, you kind of say to yourself, well, it looks like you're going to need a wide receiver. So now the question is how many resources you devote into a trade, or do you go pick up a guy in the free agency pool? From what has been said, a name that actually has been floated around is Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks already has been in the trade market since the offseason before he got his extension, and even now. The Texans are trying to look to get something for him as they rebuild their team. And when you look at his contract, it would make sense for the Cowboys to make a move there for the long term in the sense of, hey, I want another guy here to help with this offense. Because he has a 3-year deal. You can cut him after the second year. And with that, you look at Michael Gallup's contract and you look when Lamb's contract is up. There's flexibility there. It's just a matter of how much you're going to have to give up. From what has been thrown out there, initially it was looking like a 2 or a 3. Now, because of the contract, it could require maybe a 4 or a 5 or both a 4 and a 5, which to me I would do if you're looking to add a guy of his talent with those types of picks. The main hurdle for all of this is going to be the contract situations for any of these wide receivers you take on because of how much money you're going to have to devote to them. But to that point, when you look at how your wide receiving room is looking, you have Gallup for at least 2 years. You have Lamb for another 2 years, 5th-year option included. And so you can make a move for a guy in Brandon Cooks who, in 2 years, if you wanted to jettison him, you could after the 2 years, and then you can make room for Lamb's contract. Or you could make a maneuver for another guy that has been linked to the Cowboys. That's Jerry Jeudy from the Denver Broncos. Now, the reason Jerry Jeudy has been a name floating around is because it looks like the Broncos are about to go into a fire sale based off of where their squad is. I don't think they should. I think the problem is they have a guy that's not able to offensively call plays properly, and you have a quarterback in Russell Wilson who hasn't looked good since he's come to Denver. And that's a problem there. Now, Jerry Jeudy would be more expensive. We're talking about a 2 and a 3. But with that, you're getting a much cheaper cap hit. You now have a guy that's in the same draft class as CeeDee Lamb, so you do have that fifth-year option there as well, and it's the same premise. If you want to hold on to the guy for 2 years, and if you want to extend him and you think he's going to be better than Michael Gallup, you can do that. Or if you're like, I don't want him, then you can let him go. And at the end of the day, these are the types of decisions that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to make. Jerry Jeudy and Brandon Cooks are guys that are on my radar because they bring different skill sets to a team like the Cowboys that they're missing because a certain someone that they let go of, way earlier in the year isn't here anymore. But I digress. The thing is that I really do believe the Cowboys should look to make a trade, but will they? I don't know. They will be looking, and they have been looking. The problem is that when it comes to how these trades work, especially with a guy like Stephen Jones under helm, unless the price is right to their liking, which it means cap space and, hey, is the draft compensation I'm giving up not going to be too much because I want to build through the draft, that's going to be a thing. But I will tell you this. If the Cowboys are looking to make a push, they're not going to go after a guy on the Jets. I've seen some people try to link that. Joe Douglas and Stephen Jones are not friends. They hate each other. They will never do a trade whatsoever. There's that. The other thing is DJ Moore. DJ Moore will not be coming to Dallas because Carolina has made him an untouchable pretty much, or a franchise cornerstone, which means one of two things. Either they're untouchable or you have to give up a ridiculous compensation to get them. So keep that in mind. However, there are options out there. It's just a matter if the Cowboys will take it. Now, do I think they're going to go after someone? No, I don't. I think they're going to stay firmly pat. They're going to do the we like our guys soliloquy and nonsense like that. But again, I think that if you are looking to add one final piece or two, a linebacker or a wide receiver helps you here. I personally think that you should strengthen your strength and your defense and go from there. But if you really want to put this thing over the top, by all means, go grab a wide receiver or get both. I really don't care. I think that the Cowboys have a window. Stephen Jones has gone on the record and he says you don't go get guys unless it's a playoff run. We're in the middle of a playoff run and we have little margin to error to fail. So I think that getting this clip loaded is going to help you in the long term. So with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.